Good morning, young lady, and welcome to the location where I am waiting with my family for about another 40 days before Agent Chips has me kicked off United States property, as I am an undocumented foreign worker from Kenya and I have no fucking passport. Say, you have a nice rack, but not as nice as Calvin or Larry Sinclair or the dead choir boy in the Chicago church that I went to for 20 years before Robert Woney was banged to death. Beach.
Well, listen up, you Indonesia Muslim POS. I'm only here because Agent Chips needs me to be ready to satisfy his libido, which is legend in England. So when Chips is done hammering the wee one from Scotland, I'm next up on his menu. But while he is banging fanny galore like a screen door in a hurricane, would you like to explain what you, a Napolitano, will be doing after the global traveling public learn that shirt off making money is the only reason for the full nudity screeners, where sick-ass perverts from DOJ and HHS view their bits and pieces and knockers and muffs, all in the interest of scaring the Americans into thinking martial law is a good defense against a non-existing threat, which is created by the evil studio in Chicago and Pinewood studio in gay, I say again, gay old England, which is currently being ruled by a Khazar and a Jew, while America is burdened with some bonehead from Indonesia, who is a Muslim with a citizen of United Kingdom and colony's passport.
Wait just a fucking minute, sugar britches, I resemble that remark, and I hope you don't repeat this to WorldNet Daily or the UK column or the Pulitzer Prize winning Fargo Forum, which has had whistleblower pilot Captain Field McGonnell on its front page. If I can just stay in power until the next threat window of 24 November to 28 November, we will have all these domestic terrorists in lockdown at a Finnick camp.
Listen up, sick-ass. Agent Chips is going to have treason charges sitting on the large mahogany desk, or Eric the horseholder, prior to Turkey Day, you turkey, so you squatters better clear out of the house formerly white and go hide out in Kenya, where you took your meow meow oath just like your grandfather, whoever he was.
You have more balls than brain, Miss Crabtree.
The name is Miss Slicer, Miss Suky Slicer, and as soon as Chips gets done hammering fanny galore in the Lincoln bedroom, I will be up there with him doing an Indo, starting with doggy style and ending with a rim shot at the buzzer. Would you like to see my muff?
No thank you, I am a backdoor man, not the song by the Doors, but the technology stolen from its Lockwood Promise, and I don't find that vaginas give me a woody, but from the sounds of that jackhammer like Agent Chips, it sounds like fanny galore is taking it like a trooper.
Actually, you sorry excuse for a tail gunner, all of us as sets a table danger like the milk bone, and we find that Chips can handle 3 of us at once, but for security purposes we generally do him one at a time. I do hope fanny galore gets finished in the next 4 hours, as she is to report back to Abel, Danger, England, with the progress made in manslaughter charges against all in the U.S. federal government, guilty of misprision of felony and the vaporization of American 77, American 11, United 175 and United 93. The time has come, and I refer not to the kick-ass song by the Chambers Brothers, who would love to have you find out what it is like to be homeless, or in your case I guess hopeless would be more appropriate. In England and Russia, it is reported that Hillary and Lindsay and George Soros are set to cut you loose before the shit hits the fan, you miserable twerp.
I am bulletproof, as I work for the Crown agents, who are a product of the Swiss and Dutch money changers that were originally Venetian bankers, and the Swiss and Dutch have Crown agents and senior executives service both on their payroll to control America and England. They are so powerful that they recently corrupted the ignition signal to the second stage of the Raytheon missile called THAAD, Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Missile, that was fired to intercept an inbound ICBM Minuteman launched from Arizona. Some disinformation outlets are trying to drag China and America into World War III, and as an agent of the Crown, I will be the one to authorize the war against China so that the Chinks and Yanks will mutually eliminate each other, leaving the United States of America open to relocation of Dutch, French, Spanish, Italian, German and English immigrants voted out of their historical home by Muslims like me, who produce 8 children per couple when the reproductively unsound Europeans are masturbating. Well, watch Snatched, I say again, Snatch video from TSA full body scanners with vivid images of bits and pieces and knockers and muffs.
You don't strike me as someone who favors knockers and muffs, unlike the stallion who just caused fanny galore to exploculate and then give her orgasm moan that reminds me of Midnight at the Oasis by Mariah Mulder. I'd like to chat more, you worthless piece of shit, but I see Agent Chips beckoning me to the Lincoln bedroom, so I must be off. Please be out of America by the 60-day deadline Agent Chips gave you in Chapter 13. It must be hunting season, as Agent Chips just used his duck call with a modification, so it actually is a beaver call.
I resent the use of the word beaver.
First of all, Chips is the world's most potent fighter pilot, and Beaver is a military acronym for Beyond Visual Range, and that is exactly how Agent Chips and the assets are going to remove you from the office, which you are not qualified to hold from Beyond Visual Range. If you don't want to lose any more F-20 twats to the Scarlet Whore, I suggest you wave a white flag to Agent Chips while I wave my thong in his face, and if you wish to no, my thong is pastel strawberry cream, not scarlet. Carpichono. From the sound of Chips' jackhammer-like staccato, it appears that Fanny Galore has begun another 4-hour in a row. Perhaps you could look for your birth certificate while I prelude myself, so Chips won't have to waste any time with foreplay. See you later, twerp.
You cannot address someone in my position as twerp.
And what, pray tell, is your signature position?
Backdoor man, also known as jail gunner to Barney and Rem and Larry Sinclair and Kelvin and the Dead Choir Boy and Robert One.
Put a sock in it, sick ass, and then go back to Pakistan and finish your Columbia degree pursuit while I pursue Chips and his big brass balls and purple-tipped red champion.